one of the most popular anti-libertarian arguments is that of the social contract. This supposed agreement the citizens and residents of a country have, that they consent to the system of government in said country. The theory came to replace the old concept of divine right of kings during the Enlightenment. There's three major flaws with this theory. First, governments operate on coercion, not consent. The state forces itself on people through taxation, incarceration, and never growing code of laws and regulations. Unaccountable mercenaries, etc. So the consent part is debunked on that basis. It is said we consent by living on a given piece of land. And also we consent through the use of government services. The use of government services doesn't signify consent, as we get no choice in the matter, because the government has monopolized a lot of things like the roads, security, so-called education, etc. Saying people consent to the system by, for example, driving on government-owned streets is basically akin to saying that inmates consent to their imprisonment by wearing prison uniforms. They are forced into it. The second pillar of the social contract theory is, if you don't like the system, you can always immigrate. Well, it's sort of true that immigration is an option, albeit an extremely difficult one. But where are people who don't want to be ruled to go? Every millimeter of land is claimed by one government or another. With the exception of Antarctica. And even in international territory like the high seas or Antarctica, one is required to fly the flag of and obey the laws of an existing nation state. So, yeah. Not much of an option. So in that regard, you're stuck between a hard place and a rock. Also, if you're a citizen of certain countries, like the United States, the government of said country has jurisdiction over you, at least in terms of taxation, no matter where you live in the world. Yep. And the third fatal flaw of the social contract is that, unlike a true contract, the terms and conditions change constantly, and one of the parties can break its end of the contract anytime it wants, while if the other side breaks theirs, then they get fined, thrown in jail, etc. The Supreme Court has ruled in this vein on many occasions, like their ruling that law enforcement officials have no duty to protect the public. With an actual contract, like a lease, cell phone contract, employment contract, or the waivers signed when purchasing an airplane ticket. The terms are fixed, and both sides are bound to the contract. Also, people can leave this contract if so desired. Like if the company is being abusive or they're no longer happy with the service, whatever the case may be. This option doesn't exist with the mythological social contract.